In this video, I would like to give you some tips on how to create a minimalist IKEA kitchen. As you can see, my kitchen is from IKEA and we spent hours planning and putting it together at that time. I wanted to create symmetry, so I came up with the idea of building a panel to make the tall cabinets disappear into the walls. Since I had enough space, I eliminated the wall cabinets above the stove and chose a wave-shaped hood to maximize the space above my head. This makes the kitchen look like a long sideboard and automatically makes it look calmer and tidier. As we were building our house, it was back in 2016. We made this kitchen, we built it on our own, and back then I used principle of minimalism without knowing about minimalism or without thinking about minimalism. But after having 2 children and going to work and having really crazy schedule right now, I'm thriving with these minimalistic principles in my kitchen, because the more complex my outside life is, the more minimal I would like to have my life in my home, in my kitchen. I began to pay attention to how my physical environment looked and how comfortable I felt in it. Step by step, I removed various things, electrical appliances, and kitchen utensils from the countertops so that my soul could find peace. When the surfaces are almost empty and tidy, I feel like I have a tidy kitchen, so we try to maintain that concept and feeling. Since my kitchen is combined with the dining and living areas, the countertops can easily become a storage area for bags, keys, mail, and anything else you bring home. And once one person has put something down, others will subconsciously add other things as the clutter attracts another clutter. So my tip is to try to resist the urge to put things on the kitchen counter and instead find a permanent home for things like keys, purses, and other stuff. Also, don't forget that the front of the fridge is also a surface and a very large one. So unless you have a built-in fridge, make sure that items such as notes, calendar entries, magnets, etc. do not stick to the fridge surface. We used to have magnets all over our fridge, and it created additional clutter. Electrical appliances such as blenders, toasters, coffee makers, and the like can easily accumulate on the kitchen countertop and take up even more space. If you want to minimize the kitchen, focus on the appliances you really need and use often. I would store all other electrical appliances in the cabinet. I almost got rid of all of the appliances and other items on the kitchen counters because I didn't like the way they looked. I didn't even have a bread bin, mainly because we often had way too much bread for the bread bin. So we would stack the bags of bread on top of the bread bin, and it always made the kitchen look cluttered. You'll laugh, but now we keep the bread in the kitchen drawer. The advantage is that it fits a lot, and in Germany we'll eat a lot of bread, and when the drawer is closed, everything is clean and tidy again. I also moved the electrical appliances away from the countertop. As I said, this is an IKEA kitchen, and unfortunately at that time there was no solution for a corner cabinet where you can store appliances like a toaster or coffee maker. Kitchen studios often offer such solutions. So we made it ourselves. With the extension cord and the multiple socket, we have electricity in the drawer and can connect our appliances. When I want to make coffee, I just pull out the drawer with the coffee maker, and when my drink is ready, the whole mess of cables and appliances of different heights and shapes disappears back in the cabinet. Unless you have a really nice coffee machine, I wouldn't store it on the countertop. Over time, our electric kettle started to annoy me too, because the cord sneaked out of the socket like a black snake. I replaced the kettle with a stove kettle, and when you use the boost function, the water boils just as fast as the electric kettle. And I no longer see any black wires. To prevent the countertop from becoming a storage area, you should have enough cabinets to store all the utensils you need. To do this, I regularly go through the kitchen cabinets and clean out the things I no longer use or need. I follow the Fly Lady system, and I can tell you that once a month I clean out the kitchen for an hour, and that's enough to feel an effect. I do it in sessions because I don't clean for an hour at a time, but in 15-minute sessions every day. 4 days a week of 50 minutes is enough to go through the whole kitchen. I sort out the things I do not want to keep and either sell them or donate them. This way, I make sure there's space in the cupboards for other things that I don't need to put on the countertops. Invest in cookware sets that are stackable. Not only this will save a lot of space, but you will have all the different sizes you will ever need. I have been buying these wall pans for a long time, and now we have a set of different pans in different sizes. The great thing is that you can remove the handles and stack all the pans in a very compact way. All the pots we have are stored in this drawer, and since most of them are from one brand and from a set, they stack beautifully. I am a big fan of clear drawer organizers and bins because they keep everything organized and you can see what's inside. I'm also a big fan of clear containers for storing food like rice or pasta. IKEA has a lot of different containers, boxes and bins that are useful in the kitchen, and they can help you organize the inside of the cabinets. We have pull-out drawers in almost every cupboard to store all the kitchen utensils, spices, and other small items. I think the IKEA kitchen offers a lot of possibilities to organize everything. There are dividers for the drawers so you can sort the contents better. By organizing, you can get a better overview of what is in which drawer. I also try to keep decoration to a minimum. Since the work surface on the island is almost free, I like to have a vase or flower pot here. Otherwise, we have Alexa here, and I find it convenient to check messages on Alexa while I cook. We don't have a TV, so sometimes I will watch TV on Alexa. Even though I love neutral colors, that doesn't mean you can't use color if you're a minimalist. Maybe you can be a minimalist and use a little color. Be conscious of what you leave out and practice a little restraint. For me, a bowl of fruit is also a kind of decoration. If you put colorful fruit in the bowl, it draws attention to itself and is a happy splash of color in the kitchen and a decorative object in itself. In the same way, simple clear jars of pasta, cookbooks, cutting boards, or fresh herbs and plants can be great kitchen decorations. Personally, I like to keep it simple, and my rule is less is more. But a minimalist kitchen doesn't have to look empty and sterile. You can play with colors to suit your taste, and the main thing is that the kitchen looks tidy and organized. You do you. If you like more decorations, if you like more candles, cooking books, cutting boards, some small, tiny, cute stuff, just put it there, but keep in mind that you don't have to put a lot. Just here and there, as I told you, even the huge bowl with fruits is always a decoration, a decorative object, and you have something to eat, and you have maybe healthy habits because you see the bowl, you go to your kitchen, you see this bowl, and you grab some fruit. So don't over decorate, keep it simple so that you can go through the surfaces really quick and they're clean. You don't need to lift every subject and dust underneath or something like that. And don't think that my kitchen always looks like the one you see in the video. I just do my best and try to keep the kitchen tidy most of the time, and all the tips I share here are also a reminder to me of how I want to keep things organized. The less you own, the more you can focus on the really important things in your life.